So the shepherd was able to make out that his visitor was none other than the king. Though still tired, the king decided to depart the next morning. He said, "Many thanks for your kindness to a poor traveler. I have a long way to go. Permit me to leave." So, although the king was very tired the next morning, but then he took permission from the shepherd and he said thanks for his stay and the kindness which he had shown towards him, the hospitality which he had shown towards him. And the king told the shepherd that he had a long way to go. So, he needed his permission to leave. Looking straight into the eyes of his guest, the shepherd replied, "Thank you, Your Majesty, for paying me the compliment of a visit." So the shepherd looked straight into his eyes and he said that he was thankful that and honored that His Majesty had himself came and stayed with him. So he said that was a compliment for him. The king was astonished as well as pleased. He is indeed very wise. He thought to himself, "I need people like him to work for me." And the king appointed this humble shepherd the governor of a small district. So the king was astonished as well as he was pleased. And he thought that he needed wise people like him to help him in the administration. And the king appointed him as the governor of a small district. Although he rose to power and dignity, the shepherd remained as humble as ever. So, although he has got the power and the position, but then still he remained humble. People loved and honored him for his wisdom, sympathy, and goodness. And he was very popular among the people for his wisdom, sympathy, and goodness. He was kind and just to one and all. His fame as a fair and wise governor soon spread throughout the country. So just because he was popular among the people, he became very famous, and gradually his popularity was spread throughout the country. Now the governors of other provinces grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against him. They said that he was very dishonest and keeps for himself part of the money that he collects as tax from the people. Why did he always carry with him, they added, an iron chest? Perhaps he carried in it the treasure that he had secretly collected. So when the message spread that he was becoming popular among the people, the other governors got jealous of him and they told the king that he was dishonest. So they tried to convince him by saying that he always carried an iron chest and he is collecting whatever money he is collecting as tax, some of it he is keeping in the chest, which is a secret. So after all, they said mockingly, he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. So they said that after all, he from position of a shepherd, he has become a governor. So this is what is expected from him. This is how he should behave. So the new governor was called to the palace. He was ordered to explain why he always carried an iron chest. The chest contained no gold or silver. So he was called to the palace, and the other governors had instigated the king to invite him to the palace and to interrogate him. So at first the king did not pay attention to these reports. But how long could he ignore these governors and their endless stories about the shepherd? One thing was certain. The king discovered the new governor did carry an iron chest with him all the time. So at first the king did not pay any heed to it, any attention towards their conversation. But then, it is said that if somebody is constantly saying, telling you something, then at one point of time that thing get into your head. So this is what happened. Like constantly those governors were telling him that the new governor has become dishonest, and he is carrying that iron chest, and there he is having the money which he has secretly kept. So that thing went into his mind, and the king also noticed that the new governor always carried that iron chest with him. So one day the new governor was summoned to the palace. He came riding on his camel, and to everyone's delight, a famous iron chest was there, fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. So one day, the new governor, he was summoned means he was called to the palace. Someone nowadays usually used to use it in case that the court is asking somebody to be present there, then a summon is issued. So in that case also, since this governor was asked to be present before the king, therefore he was summoned. He came riding on his camel, and everyone was very happy because they wanted him to bring that iron chest, and he was having that iron chest, which was very properly fastened on the camel's back. Now the king was angry. He thundered, "Why do you always carry the iron chest with you? What does it contain?" The governor smiled. So now when he saw, he was so angry that he shouted very loudly, and he asked him that why do you have to carry that iron chest with you every time? So the governor smiled. He asked his servant to bring in the chest. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherd to be found out. So the governor, when he heard the question of the king, he smiled, and he asked his servant to bring that iron chest inside. And other people were very inquisitive. They were curious to see that what was there in the iron chest. So they were eagerly standing around and waited for the shepherd to be found out. And they felt that once he will open the chest, the king will be convinced, because the money will be there in the chest which he has secretly kept. But then, to their surprise, what happened? But how great was their astonishment, surprise, and even of the king himself. But then everybody was surprised. Even the king was also surprised. Why? When the chest was opened, no gold or silver or jewels, but an old blanket was all that came out. So, what was there in the chest? There was no gold, there was no silver or jewels, but only an old blanket, which was kept in the iron chest. Holding it up proudly, the shepherd said, This, my dear master, is my only treasure. I always carry it with me." So the shepherd, who was very proud of himself, and since he knew that now he has proven that he was honest, so he said that this is my treasure which I always carry in my iron chest. "But why do you carry such an ordinary blanket with you? Surely you are the governor of a district," the king asked. So when he showed them that ordinary blanket, the king was surprised, and in his astonishment he asked him that why do you have to carry this ordinary blanket with you everywhere when you are now a governor? You don't need this blanket. So to that what he replied, to which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity, "This blanket is my oldest friend. It will still protect me if at any time your majesty should wish to take away my new clothes." So he said that this is my old companion. The blanket is my old companion, and this is still going to protect me even if the king will take away whatever he has given me. Cloaks mean the new clothes which he has got after he has become the governor. So the clothes which he might have got stitched, he said even if the king will take it away from him, then also that blanket will be with him. So how pleased the king was and how embarrassed. So the king was very pleased with his reply and embarrassed for the jealous governors who became to hear the wise man's reply. Now they knew that the shepherd was indeed the humblest and the wisest man in the land. The king made him the governor of a much bigger district that very day. So the king was very happy with his reply, and the other governors who had complained about him, who were jealous of him, they were very embarrassed. They felt humiliated. And after this, they realized, those governors also realized that this means that he is the most humble man on the land. And after this incident took place, the king made him the governor of a much bigger district that very day. So it's an Iranian folklore or folk tale. With this, we end the story here. I'll be sending you the question answers in the next class. Do read the chapter, find out the meanings of the difficult words. Take care of yourselves. Thank you, class.